apologize. If for any reason we insult anybody, we apologize in advance. So nobody can say, oh, that brother Taihee, he insulted me and he didn't apologize. We already apologized. Oh, Emerick insulted me. Nope, we already did it. You agree with that, Taihee?
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
We hope not to do that.
Yeah, we just gonna roll, man. And yeah, Taihee, let me tell you the deal. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I had a session going earlier this week, and then I was riding with my mom. My mom is like 84 years old. We were riding together yesterday to a funeral, and I was like grateful. I was like extremely grateful for just being in that space, just because I was with my mother. It just to, how honored I am just to make sure that, just to think about that. My mom, 84 years old. My dad died when I was 3. Just to have the privilege of having my mother in my life this long, I said, damn, this is great. And so the thing that came to my mind was abundance, right? I don't want for nothing. I just don't. Everything else is better than what I grew up with. And that's the way I look at it. So anything I do is a blessing. Every day I wake up, it's like hitting the lottery. And, it's just a mega million jackpot when I wake up. All I have to do is figure out how to access my winnings and create phenomenal. And so with the session was about abundance. And then I was walking this morning, and then I saw one of Taihee's posts last week. I said, we talked about something before. I said, I'm gonna call him. So I called Taihee this morning. I said, look, man, I got this thing on my mind. It hit me. I'm talking about abundance today. What you think? What was your response, Taihee?
When you called me, first of all, it was like 6:30 in the morning, and 7:15. I usually don't get up that early, and I saw a call from you. I said, well, let me call him right back, and he said, Tauheed, I need you to do a session for me, and I said, when? He said, today, and I said, what time? 4:30. And I said, for you, I don't care what I got going on, I will make sure that I'm at this session because of what you've done for me. You were able to impact me in a big time way, in a lot of ways, from the days when we played basketball and you had your slogan was give Peach a chance. And you would just say that at the time. And a lot of people probably were joking with you and they would tease you about that slogan. But Big Peach, that one slogan got you to become one of the biggest brokers in the United States of America.
Right. And that's what it's all about. It's all about just making a difference and figuring out how to make a difference with everything around us. And so with this conversation about abundance, I was looking at this all kinds of ways. And, one of the things that I've really, really focused on in my space is eliminating the word need, right? Because what I say is we don't need anything. The universe gives us everything we desire. The universe gives us everything we would want. The universe and God. They work in concert. God works for you. You just have to work for yourself. We all say a prayer. We say a prayer. Oh God, man, we pray and we pray. Faith without works is dead. You say the prayer, but at the end of the day, you got to do the work. And so with that being in mind, I eliminate the word need from my vocabulary. I'm working hard on that because we don't need anything. The universe gives us everything we need. So we only require things. And what we have to require is that we figure out how to access whatever the universe and God has in store for us. And that comes in the form of abundance. And so with that being in mind, Taihee, one of the things that hurts, and it hurts me a lot, and don't get me wrong, we're all in this therapy. We're all in this procrastination therapy. We procrastinate somewhere in our life. So tell me one of the things, but before I do that, I want you to give people an introduction to you so they can really understand why you and why the conversation with you and abundance comes up. So just give everybody an overview about Taihee Burke.
Well, first of all, I thank everybody for taking the time out of your schedule to get on this discussion. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, a place called Cherry Hill. It was very challenging where I grew up. There was no evidence of anybody that ever became successful in that community. I don't know how I got out, but I decided I needed to get away. I went to the United States Navy. First of all, I went to college, didn't stay there for more than a week, left college, went home. Then about 7 days later, I decided to join the United States Navy. Once I was in the United States Navy, I knew at that point that I didn't want to work a job for the rest of my life. I started playing ball in the Navy. I traveled around selling belts, watches, clothes. I got back to the United States. I got introduced to a financial service company. I started part-time with the financial service company. And when it was time for me to get out of the Navy, I walked out of the military into my own business, and everybody was telling me I'll be back in the Navy. You fail. It's not going to, it's not going to work for you. No way that a person like you gonna be successful. And I just took all that internal energy, negative energy, and I turned it into something positive. I worked hard for around 10 to 15 years in my financial service business. I was able to save, accumulate money, learn about money. Then I transitioned. It's a crazy situation. I transitioned from being in the financial service industry to the construction industry. And I just got into this construction industry. I said, I'm gonna do this part-time. I'm really not gonna do anything big with it. I'll see how it goes. And within 2 years, Emerick, my construction company was doing over $1 million in business. So then I took the construction company, revenue from the construction company I started paying cash for real estate. I started buying homes, and all of my homes, almost all of my homes, I went through Keller Williams to go through close. Went through an agent at Keller Williams to do all my real estate transactions. So I started just monopolizing, using the resources from one business, building that business, transitioning the resources to continue to build my money. And that's where I decided to write a book called Succeed Anyway, the process from nowhere to going in business to building multiple businesses and overseeing all those businesses right now.
Right. And that was the one thing that I've said, particularly with this conversation, because just understanding the background, and the truth is with us, all you had to say was Cherry Hill, and I was like, damn, because we already knew that was just one of those places where, in order for you to just, first off, to survive, to get out, that's the first part. Then the other part, you get out, and then I've watched you over the years. I watch you with your financial service business. I watch you in the construction business. And it's like, it's one of them things where you just say, I love to see brothers on the grind getting it done. And one of the things about that is, and just this is a different part of the conversation. My first conversation is brothers on the hustle, because everything starts out as a hustle. It just does. It's a hustle because you don't know what you're doing. You're doing a little bit of this, you're doing a little bit of that. You're trying to put pieces together. You're building the airplane as you're flying it. But that's the nature of a business. The reality is that once you get to a certain place, the hustle is over. Because if you're still hustling 10 years later, you're doing something wrong. The hustle becomes a grind, because the hustle teaches you the skill. Once you get that skill set, you shouldn't be hustling anymore. Now it becomes a grind, because you have to keep churning, and you have to keep churning business, whether it be from a personal perspective, whether it be from just a straight business perspective. You just always churning customers. You're in the lead generation business, and what's more important, that you get referrals. So tell me a little bit, let's talk about this thing about abundance and the hustle, right? When you were hustling, when you first started your financial service business, didn't know what you were doing. You talked to everybody, right? And in that place of Succeed Anyway, people told you all kinds of things. What helped you push through that thing of people telling you anything, whatever, however?
Well, I got these attributes called the 12 attributes to become a millionaire, right?
Right. Okay.
Attribute to becoming a millionaire is a burning desire. Emerick, I had a burning desire to want a different quality of life. When I was a kid, I used to watch The Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. And that's probably one of the only reasons I got out of Cherry Hill, because I knew that there was something else. It was a guy called Robin Leach, and he used to talk about the cars, the travel, the hotels. And I used to do that when I was a kid. So it started with a burning desire. What you want to accomplish for yourself? What wakes you up in the morning and get up and go fight when you don't even feel like it? See, the key to success is not doing it when you want to do it. It's doing it because you have to do it. I don't know anybody that was successful in business, whether it's real estate, financial services, construction, because they won because they wanted to win. You don't win because you want to win in business. You win because you have to win. And
right.
Back up a second, Emerick. I talked about the 4 businesses that I own.
Right.
Most people think you can build 4 businesses at the same time. It is impossible. You can only build one business at a time. You can run 4 businesses, but the grind of building that one business is what I was focused on, Emerick, for about 10 to 15 years. I didn't look left. I didn't look right. Like if you're in real estate, you can't around trying to figure out what else to do. You got to lock into that you got to make that your game. You got to make that your baby. You got to make that where you build your foundation. And once you save your money, Emerick,
right,
build your money. But most people try to build 3 businesses at the same time, and they run, like the dog used to. They running around in the neighborhood. They get just chasing the tail, and you never catch the tail. Trying to do all this stuff, you gotta lock in. So I hope that helps people. So that's,
you know what? That hit the nail on the head right there, because here's the deal. I get this conversation from people all the time. Well, I want multiple streams of income. I want multiple streams of income. I want to do this. I want to do that. What's really clear is that the people who really truly understand multiple streams of income are the people who successfully created multiple streams of income. And I say this, and I don't mean this in a negative or derogatory way. Broke people don't understand multiple streams of income. They believe that you're doing multiple things at one time.
Exactly.
People who get to a different level, they do one thing at a time. It's called mastery. You get to where you're going, you work on what you're working on, you master that, you get that running up, then you have the ability to put someone else in charge of that, and then you move to your next endeavor. And that becomes a passive business almost, because it's working for itself. I'm not saying that you don't oversee it. What I'm saying is that you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be your 20%. It doesn't have to be what you do all the time. You make that somebody else's 20% of what they do all the time. And so that's key, because so many times in this world of abundance, people say, well, I got to do a lot of things to have a lot. No, when you broke, you think you have to do a lot of things. You have to do a lot of things to have a lot. People who are on the other side, they're really great at one thing.
Emerick, that's a good point, man. When I started a construction company, Emerick,
right,
stopped going on appointments with my financial service company. I had my leaders to run my business, and all I did was a conference call once a week, because I knew I couldn't build 2 businesses at the same. I built that. My revenue kept coming in from my financial service business. It gave me the leverage. It gave me the leverage to build a construction company. Right? It gave me the leverage. So the number 1 is burning. Number 2, guys, and hopefully we can go through before I'll discuss. Number 2, you have to have a purpose. When purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. See, my desire was to travel around the world, have a quality life, become financially free. But my purpose was to deliver for my mom, deliver for my kids, and to deliver for my community. My purpose was bigger than my personal desire. See, when purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable.
Yeah. You couldn't say it any better, bro. And that's the thing that most of us, we really have to understand. In purpose, just so we're clear, for some of us, we understand purpose, it's your big why. What gets you up in the morning? Purpose and big why, synonymous terms. And so when you start talking about that, Taihee, let's go to number 3, because we're gonna go. The beautiful part about having a conversation is we can just take the whole piece of agenda and just throw it out the window. We can do whatever we want to do. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about these 12 things. What's number 3 for you?
Number 3 is you have to have a plan. You have to have a specific plan to accomplish what you want. And that plan has to be written down, Emerick, and it has to be in front of you everywhere you go. My plan was in front of my bedside, got my plan.
Right.
Mirror in my bathroom had my plan.
Right.
My book that I'm writing in every day, that I'm reviewing what I got to do today, my plan is there.
Mm-hmm.
In my car, my goals was in front of me every single day. When you get distracted, when you get off track, when you get disappointed and you look at your plan, your goals, it will drive you to continue.
And that's no different. That's like a vision board. People say, well, and I wish I should have took a picture of my vision board. I just want you to know that, because I got a convertible on my vision board. You know,
Emerick, when you talk about that, guys, we talk about abundance. Guys,
right.
I'm gonna tell you guys, it was like yesterday. Okay, I had a vision of me driving a Rolls Royce, dark black Rolls Royce with cream leather interior. I said, one day when I make $1 million a year, I am going to buy me a Rolls Royce. I kept saying that when I was 25 years old. I saw the car like it was parked in front of my house.
Right.
I'm gonna buy my mom a house one day. Emerick, I saw the house just like I just bought it before I bought it. And then I paid cash for a house for my mom. Almost everything you want to accomplish, you have to visualize it first. You have to write it down on paper, and it have to become an obsession.
So wait a minute. Hold.
Must become an obsession.
Wait a minute. Hold. So you telling me that you can't just go to bed every night and pray for it, and then wake up in the morning, it's going to show up?
No, that goes to number 4, Emerick, massive action. Right. Number 4, you have to take massive action if you want to accomplish something. I'm gonna tell you something.
Right.
For sissies, winning ain't for chumps. You gotta be willing to pay the price, and you gotta put the work in. When everybody else is sleeping, you working. When everybody else taking vacations, you working. And sooner or later, listen to me very carefully on this. Sooner or later, every day will become a weekend, and every weekend will become a holiday. When you build it first, massive action, number 4.
Hey, you see this look, right? Because when you said that right there, and you know, people laugh, like people used to laugh at me, even when we were playing basketball. You never saw me after 12 o'clock, after 12 noon. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all can go hang up under the tree. Y'all can go hang out. But I'm out. I got money to make. And then it got to a point where I had to understand that it came down to dollars and cents. I was playing basketball 5 days a week, and it came down to dollars and cents. I had enough sense to know playing basketball in the gym wasn't making me no dollars. So I went to a weekend warrior, and I was like, if I can't get on the weekend, it ain't gonna get in. But here's the thing, what you said this thing about, working and people putting in the work. And one of the things that I've always said is that I don't look like what I've been through. Everybody always say, well, I want that. But do you want to do what I had to do to get here, right? It's been plenty of nights I done been in this joint till 3 o'clock in the morning, half sleep, still trying to get in, do what I got to do, get back up at 8 o'clock in the morning. When agents show up in here at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm already here. They don't know. Look, I was here half the night. And people say, well, why do you do that? I do the things today that other people aren't willing to do, so I can do the things tomorrow that other people can't do.
Exactly.
And so abundance just don't show up, bro. It just does not show up. And for those people, and this is not, I'm not saying this in any negative or derogatory way. The truth is, I believe in prayer, and I pray. And God gives me strength every day to get up, to manifest whatever I prayed about. And if I'm not willing to get up and put the work in to manifest whatever I prayed on, it's probably not going to happen, because the only place that success comes before work is where? In the dictionary.
Hey, Peace, everybody wants the story. They want the glory. They want the glory, but they don't want the story. See, you can't get the glory without the story. What is the story? The story is you paying the price, getting up early, working late, sacrificing. Sometimes, man, I had my lights cut off sometime. Man, I had stuff happen to me sometime along the journey. And every time, and this brings me to number 5.
Right.
The number 5 key attributes of everybody I know that became a millionaire, they use adversity to fuel them.
Oh.
Guys, let me tell you something, okay? I made mistakes in all of my businesses. I made mistakes in my financial service business. I made mistakes in my construction business. I made mistakes in everything I did. But every time I made a mistake, I said, I need to find a way to use this to drive me to the next level. I've never went to another level in an income, Emerick, without being challenged physically, mentally, emotionally at my current state. You will never go to the next level unless you're challenged majorly at your current level. If you're being challenged right now, that's a great thing. That means you have an opportunity to go to the next level right now.
Right. And that's the thing. That's what we talk about, going from entrepreneurial to purposeful. And what entrepreneurial is, just your God-given skills, gifts, and talents. So just like you in Cherry Hill, me in West Baltimore, there's just some gifts that we learn in those neighborhoods that business school teach you a different way. It's all business, and it's all about going to the next level. It just teaches you the streets life, city life, teach you one way. Business college, business school teach you another way. And I'm not saying people should not go to school. I'm just saying that the school of hard knocks teaches you some things that you just learn in business school a different way. So with that being said, Tauheed, one of the things, like you talk about that adversity, it's one of those things where I say being the underdog. Being the underdog is a beautiful thing for me. When people question or doubt you in this place of abundance, that's when that separate the men from the boys. Because when people talk about you, they don't want to deal with you because they talk about all of the adverse things that are going on. That's the fuel right there. And I'm pretty sure, just like you said, people say, oh, you'll be back in the Navy. Oh, Emerick, your real estate company will never work. Oh, y'all rent too high. Well, I had one person even say, if your office don't work or this ownership thing don't work for you, can always come work for my company. Hell, they've been out of business 10 years now. So I'm glad I didn't listen to you. And so in that space where you talk about adversity, number 6, what brings you to number 6?
You brought me to number 6. Listen, guys, listen to this real quick. Emerick do not know these 12 steps. And every time I talk about one, leads me into the next one that you just talked about it. Don't listen to the fans in the stands.
Right.
Stands will always be amongst you. When I played ball when I was a kid, the guys was on the sideline. You can't play, you a bum, blah, blah, blah. But those people that was on the sideline never stepped on a court. They didn't have the guts to try. When me and Emerick finished playing ball on Saturdays and Sundays, me and Emerick never sat under the tree with the rest of those guys. He ain't sat under the tree and drank with those guys. We were gone. I know they was there. I said, see y'all later, what's up? And I was gone. Me and Emerick had goals, things that we want to come, but they talked about it.
Right.
Piece of chance. Yeah, good piece of chance, right? Teasing. When I came home from the military, they used to call me shell shock. Guys, let me tell you something. People won't talk about you. They're going to talk about you when you're wealthy. They're going to talk about you when you're broke. You might as well give them a reason to talk about you. You might as well go get wealthy. You might as well go get yours. Guys, I'm going to say something to you right now. Most of you in the real estate industry, you got to work as if the market will change tomorrow. If you right now and work as if the market's going to change tomorrow, you kick. And here's the next thing. You be innovative. You got to change the way you operate. Here's the next thing. People talk. They say, "Look, I start doing this virtual. Like a person want me to come to their house and look at their." Right. I said, "I ain't coming, but I tell you what we do. Let's FaceTime me, and you show me. Right. As long as I know the square. Hey, why are you doing that? I need you. No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna have your quote. When I first started doing it, clients were like, "Nah," but then they like, "Yeah, that works for me." So now 60% of the clients I do quotes on, Emerick, I don't even go to their home unless it's something major.
Right.
Most of the quotes I get from real estate agents, they give me their inspection report. I don't go to the home to give them an estimate, and I have it back in 24 hours. When I first started doing it, people were like, "What are you doing? What are you talking about?" You got to change, and you can't listen to people when you make an innovative change. If you don't, hey, listen, guys, you don't make an innovative change in this business, in this market, you matched.
And that's deep, Ty. That's one of the things that I say. I say people say, well, you gotta be in the box. I said, what box? I said, when you operate in the box, you get the same thing as everybody else that's in the box. You don't get anything different. When you go to a restaurant, and I'm famous for this, I get mad about my wife, get mad at me. People who go out to dinner get mad at me. I look at the menu, right? And the menu might say Chilean sea bass with asparagus and mashed potatoes. I look at the menu, I say, I want the sea bass. Then I look over here and I say, I want the sweet potato mash and I want some pureed spinach. I don't know what it is. And then they say, well, why you do that? And then the server, a lot of times they say, well, that's not the way that dish comes. I said, I tell you what, go tell the chef that's the way I want it. Invariably, the chef will come and he will come back and say, okay, the chef said he can do that. Hell, I knew he could do it. The only people who get what they get from a restaurant and they get the same service is the people who order from the menu. The only people who get something special in life are the people who order off the menu. And if you don't change the way you do business, and if you don't change the way you do things, you're going to get the same thing that everybody else got. And if that's the way you want to live your life, have at it. For me, I choose to live in abundance. I choose to be different, special. I choose not to order from the menu. And I encourage you to not order from the menu, because if you keep ordering from the menu, you're going to live the life of everybody else and have the same thing that everybody else has. And that's
I agree with that 1,000%. My philosophy is every restaurant is all you can eat and nothing's ever sold out.
Right.
Every restaurant is all you can eat and nothing's ever sold out. But I called a restaurant the other day, said, well, we sold out. I said, you are? Let me speak to the manager.
Right.
I said, my name is Taihee Burke. I'm coming in here. Look, I need you. Look, I come here all the time. I need you to find a way for you, Mr. Burke. Don't worry about it. 7:30. Right here now, let's go to Emerick. Can I go to number 7?
Absolutely. This is a collaboration here. We creating something new and special here. We're not ordering from the menu. The menu was those 3 questions. Now we off the menu because we want something special.
Absolutely. Number 7. Everybody I know that became a millionaire. Listen to this, y'all, because some of y'all thinking this right now. They wanted to quit a million times. They just couldn't quit. Guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Every time something went wrong, as I was building my business, I wanted to quit. I thought that I was the only one going through the stuff I was going through. I thought nobody else got beat up the way I got beat up. I thought nobody else got their lights cut out. I thought nobody else, people slammed the door in their face. I thought nobody showed. I thought I was the only one, Emerick, going through what I was going through. So therefore I wanted to quit. But I'm gonna tell you why I quit.
Okay.
But number 3, it was the top 3. I had a burning desire.
Right.
I had a purpose and
right.
I had a plan.
God
would not let me down if I did my part.
Ding, 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 ding. What's the operative word? If I did what?
My part, God would not let me down. It was impossible for me to fail because God was not going to let me fail. Do I make mistakes? Yes, but I knew deep down I tried to do what was right, so I knew God wasn't going to let me down.
And that's the difference, right? A lot of times we hit that adversity and we hit that tough time and we praying. We pray for one thing and then we switch our prayer up and we pray for something else. We pray for success, and when success comes our way, then all of a sudden we pray that things don't fall apart. When you can't pray for success and then pray that things don't fall apart at the same time. It's like praying and worrying. What you gonna do? You got to take that action. But going into number 8 for you, what's the big thing about number 8? Is that number 8?
Yeah, I want to just say one thing about what you just said. Okay. To this one right here.
Right.
Have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough. You're not going to have a breakthrough without having a breakdown. Remember?
Really?
So let's go to number 8.
Okay.
Associate yourself with like-minded people. It's called the mastermind principle. If you are talking to people that's not working hard, that's not focused, that don't have a plan, that don't have goals, you're going to think that the business don't work. You're going to think that what you're doing don't work. But if you change your association and start hanging out with people that's going where you're going, or where you want to go, your whole mindset was changed. I always say this to somebody.
Right.
You talk to a person making $100,000 a year, they're going to talk up to their level of understanding. If you talk to a person making $1 million a year, their level of understanding is totally different. You would probably be blown away. Some of the things I remember when I was getting coached by my mentor, Andy Young and Bullet Bob Turley, I thought they were crazy. But you know what I did? I said, you know what? I know he sound crazy, but he's worth millions, and I need to rely on his level of understanding and
Okay.
get to the point where I understand. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
What happens is you have to, guys, on this call, if you got people in your circle and none of them making more money than you need another circle.
You know, and that,
because you're gonna be stagnant.
what's that thing? If you look at the income of the 5 closest people around you, right? Wherever they make, you're gonna be number 6. You're gonna be number 6. And that's
exactly. And when the reason they say it's lonely at the top of the piece is because most people can't go where you go. Let's go. Let's just go. Let's go. I'm ready to go out of town tomorrow. You want to go? Nah, I can't go. You want to go to this restaurant? It's going to cost some money. We got to put reserve there. Nah, I can't go. Or I got to change my circle because y'all can't do what I do. We got to start switching some stuff up here. Either you going and lose my focus, or you going to go where I'm going and raise up your game. Because I ain't going back. I ain't throwing my game right now. I got to take my game up.
Yo, hey, you not getting off on 295 no more? You not
no,
going?
bro, I ain't going there. You tell me, no, I ain't meeting you there no more. Nope. Nope, I ain't meeting you there no more. You got to meet me where I'm at.
Right. And that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Sometimes we get attached, and I'm saying sometimes we as folks, as Black folks, sometimes we get attached to our friends, and that's great. I got some friends, 40, 50-year friends. We friends right to the day. I ain't gonna tell you, I'm being transparent right now. I get a text message from time to time. My granddad said, can you put some money on his account? You know what I do? I go put some money on his account. You know why? Because we've been friends since we were 5 years old. When we was 12, 13 years old, the deal was we were at this crossroads, and I'm being transparent here. We were at this crossroads. And the truth is, it was a deal where we could go to the left and do one thing, or go to the right and do something different. He went to the left. I went to the right. He had a new set of friends. I had a new set of friends. The friends that he had took him to a place where, it went from 15 years in jail to 10 years in jail to 50 years in jail. We still friends. We just operate in different realms. So what I'm saying is that when we have a tendency to keep people too long in our life, and sometimes we just have to bless and release people from circles in our life. Don't mean that you don't like them. Don't mean they can't be your friend loosely associated. Whatever you do, you just have to repurpose people in your life. Because I wouldn't be the Emerick who I was if that dude wasn't my friend for the first 12, 13 years of my life. And I understand that clearly, because it just is. But just like you said, Taihee, you got to be traveling with people who want to travel in the direction with you. And just to be clear, these people who you're traveling with, these your friends, these associates, these people that you have, they may not be local.
Yeah, most of mine are not local. Most of my friends that they're not local. They're not in the DC metropolitan area.
They're not local. And it's okay. You just have to figure out how to plug in, get energized, and make sure that you can transfer that energy to the people who are in your circle, that count on you and depend on you to lead and guide them. So what's that number 9?
Number 9 is you got to love life. Man, everybody I know that became a millionaire and have true success, they love life. Whenever they're around somebody and they associate with somebody, that person around them, they make that person feel special. If you to a restaurant and the person that's waiting on you, you make them feel special. You take time out of your journey to enjoy life. The joy is the journey, and the journey is the joy. Don't wait till you get to a certain destination before you start enjoying your life. You have to work your butt off, and you have to reward yourself, because when you reward yourself, you realize how great it can be if you pay the price to do something special. So you have to love life. Like you told me this morning, you said, when we talked this morning, Emerick, you said, man, I am so blessed. I'm the most blessed person in the world today. I have so much abundance, and the biggest reason I have abundance because God woke me up this morning. See, guys, you got to stop beating yourself up where you are right now. See, right. People get so caught up in where they're not at that they beat themselves up so much, and they don't have the energy to go to the next level. Love life, love the struggle, love the setbacks, love the disappointments of life. and also love the journey.
But you know, that's the beautiful part about what you just said. The beautiful part about what you just said is like when we're in this space, right? And we judge our insides by other people's outsides. And we have this challenge where we don't give ourselves enough credit. I'm willing to bet you, right? That wrap your brain around this. You know, I talked about myself. I said, I'm from West Baltimore, you from Cherry Hill. I bet there's some other people on this call that's from the West Baltimore of New York, the West Baltimore of Alabama, the Cherry Hill of Texas. They're from someplace where their parents or the people they came from didn't make more than $9 or $10 an hour, right? And y'all didn't have a lot of money, but you never went to bed hungry. Let me make that clear, right? And then in some cases, you did go to bed hungry. But this is what I want to be clear about, right? In that place, what we're talking about is that look at how far you've come. Look at where, you know, give yourself some credit, because the truth is you could still have those same friends that you had 20, 30s, for some of us 40 years ago. I see some of them dudes, I just know, you know, I tried to, like you, Taihee, I tried to get my mother to move. I swear she would not move. She will not move. She said, it's my house. I ain't going nowhere. It's paid for. Don't bother me. I like coming to your house, but I want to come back to my house because this is mine. I told you last night, 8:30 at night, we coming back from Virginia. She talking about, she 84 years old, talking about, I'm going back home to my house. I'm not staying at your house. I had to put my foot down. No, 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 no. You staying here tonight. You can leave in the morning, but you can't drive home at 8:30 at night. I was about ready to drive her home. If she had been that adamant, she wasn't driving. My point being, though, you know, in that space, when we start talking about this thing, we all come from this other place, right? And we don't give ourselves enough credit for how far we've come to this point, right? And that's great. And some of us, we popping our collars for the wrong reason, because we think we believe we've made it because we make more money and we're doing better than the people who we grew up with. The truth is, right? If you can't retire today and walk away from everything, you don't have enough money. You don't have enough money. Because here's the deal, whether we like it or not, tomorrow is not promised to us. Our health is not promised to us tomorrow. We can go and get in our car and be stopped at a red light and somebody rear ends you, right? And put you on your back and you will never be able to get up. It's possible. And so what I'm saying is that we have to work to a way where we can get to a place where we can be financially free.
Exactly.
We can get that abundance, that life, the universe that God has in store for us. We just got to put in some work, and we have to get rid of some of our old baggage in that process. So what's the number 10, Taihee? Because I know number 10 is hot. We getting to the end of the list. I know it's getting hot now. You're going to make me squirm a little bit, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think out of all of them, number 10, if you really think about it, is the biggest difference whether people succeed or not.
Okay.
In the present moment.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, pump your brakes. One more time. Say that one more time.
Live in the present moment.
Are you saying tomorrow don't exist and yesterday doesn't exist?
The most powerful moment you have is the present. Now listen to this, and I want y'all to think for a second.
Okay.
When you think about the past, it tends to depress you. When you worry about the future, it creates anxiety. The only moment that you have complete control is the present. See, Peace, when I was building my business, right?
Okay.
Process of building, and some of y'all in the process of grinding and building, I used to think about my bills. I used to think about what's coming up next month, what we got to do 2 weeks from now, about, you know, this is do this. And I'm going to tell you something, it crippled me. It crippled me. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop that. If I keep thinking about that stuff, I'm not going to do the activity needed to take care of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is forget about all that. And I'm going to do today. I'm going to give it everything I got today. And when I'm ready to go to bed tonight, I'm going to assess what I did today. I'm going to put my things to do list for tomorrow. This is what I'm going to tackle tomorrow. And when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to give it everything I got. But right now, today. And here's the next thing. You can't take, you say, well, people say, when I retire, I'm gonna travel the world. No, you not. No, you not. You gonna be hard. They're gonna beat you down. You're gonna be beat physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Buddy, you better start enjoying life now. Make you some money. Even if you gotta take a one-day vacation, like a getaway to Tyson's Corner, the Ritz-Carlton in Tyson, for a Saturday evening with you and the spouse and the kids, and go to that pool and sit in that sauna and go to get a massage, whatever. Just do something to make you feel like you're winning today, not tomorrow, not next year, not 2 years from now. Today is the most powerful moment.
You know what's crazy? What you just said, and this is real. I told you, I alluded to what's on my vision board. I didn't tell you what's on my vision board. Let me tell you what's on my vision board. 2020, I was supposed to go to Egypt. I was supposed to go to the pyramids in 2020. It's on my vision board. And it was on my vision board because I was just mapping things out. Wasn't because I couldn't afford to go. It was just what I put on my vision board. Hell, I didn't plan COVID. You get what I'm saying? I didn't plan COVID. I should have carried my blankety blank when I put it on my damn vision board. Exactly. Then I wouldn't have had to worry about COVID and I wouldn't have had to go through all that. But since I didn't do what I was supposed to do, my black I was sitting here. I was hot. Because you know, at certain times of the year, you just don't go to Egypt. Right? It's just certain times of year you just don't go. No, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't get to go I didn't go last year. I'm a little salty, but that's okay. But the truth is just what you said. Go do it when you say you're going to do it. Don't put it off.
Absolutely. Number 11, gratitude. Have advanced gratitude. Thank God for him. You gonna win. Thank already for you winning. And here's the thing, you mentioned this earlier. Most people, Emerick, they are not thankful for where God has brought them from. Again, the beating ourselves up because things ain't go right today, because a client canceled, because you made a mistake. Man, thank God that you made a mistake. And thank God that you have your right state of mind where you can overcome adversity. Thank God for your existence. And not only that, thank God that you're aware of your existence, because some people exist and they're not aware of their existence. So we have to have gratitude, current gratitude and advanced gratitude for what God will bless us with.
Right. And you know, and that's the thing that's the challenge for some people, right? You're just being grateful for where you are. Like I said, some of y'all come from the Cherry Hill of Philly. Some of y'all come from the West Baltimore of New York. The truth is, we are where we are at this point in time, and we are where we are at this point of time because of our decisions. You can't blame nobody else, whether you're ahead, you're behind, wherever you are in your life. You can't blame anybody else, but except yourself, because you are where you are because of your decision. Now, the next question is, what are you going to decide to do differently today, right? To move your cause and to move your vision forward tomorrow. And in that space of what are you going to do, just be grateful for all the great things that happened today. Just be grateful. And, you know, we do this exercise on our team. I see Travis Lee on here. We do this exercise on our team every morning about gratitude. And sometimes it feels just like boring to some people. And you can just tell, they're like, we got to do gratitude every day. And for me, I'm like, hell, didn't you wake up today? So if you woke up today, then you should have some type of gratitude. What's more important about that, Tauheed, is, you know, sometimes we say, I'm grateful to be alive. Hell, that's like a generic answer for all issues. Like when you say I'm grateful to be alive, okay. And when you want something bad enough, you have to want it with specificity, and you have to be grateful in a specific way, right? In order for the rest of everything else to manifest itself in your life. So just be grateful for life. Find some things specifically in your life to be grateful for, and just keep pressing to the mark. What's that number 12, Taihee?
Yeah, as we close out, but I wanted to piggyback on something you said about, every morning doing the same thing about gratitude and people
Right.
feel it's boring. I never forget, before I really start growing my assets and growing, I talked to a guy that made 1.7 million. And he said, Taihee, the problem with people, and this is why they'll never make a million, they get bored doing the right things over and over and over again. To make $1 million a year, you have to do the right things over and over again, and it become boring to some people. Well, boring creates wealth. And here's the next thing. Anybody ever had put together a presentation and you knew your presentation was the most powerful, and when you gave it the first time, you was all pumped up, you gave it the second time, you was pumped up, you gave it the third time, this is powerful, but the fifth and sixth and seventh time, the presentation became boring to you, not the person you were giving it to. So what happens? You stop giving the presentation with the same energy, the same excitement. So what happens? You see your numbers drop. You say, why my numbers drop? Why? Because you got bored doing something exciting that would help you become wealthy. So now, what is number 12?
I'm waiting now. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Number 12 is everybody I know that became a millionaire. They used their money to empower and impact everybody that they associated with. I knew, again, that comes back to the purpose part. I knew that I wanted to deliver for my kids. I knew that I wanted to with my mom, whatever she wanted, I needed to deliver for her. I knew I needed to go back to my community. I started a Hall of Fame in Cherry Hill. It's called the Cherry Hill Hall of Fame. If you guys Google that on YouTube, there is no community in America that has a Hall of Fame except Cherry Hill. And I created that in 2012. We created that to give back to the community, to recognize people that grew up where we grew up, that became successful, and for all the kids now to see evidence of people that grew up the way they grew up and became successful, to inspire the giving back to the community. So everything that you do now, once you become financially free, you can empower people. I go into the communities, I go into the hood. And some of y'all on my Facebook page, I go into the hood and I go play ball with the kids, right? I go give words, whatever we need to do to empower and impact people. I wrote the book called Succeed Anyway, Peace. And the reason I wrote Succeed Anyway, because there's 20-year-olds, 25 years old, 30, 40-year-old people that say, yeah, I don't know where to begin to build a business. Not only I don't know where to begin, I don't know what I need to do to go through the process. I don't know the steps of becoming wealthy. And I put that in that book. It's an 80-page manual. It spills out exactly what a person needs to be successful. And with that, that's giving back. What can you do to give back to somebody? Because the more you give, the more God will bless you with.
Money, and people say that, I've heard that before, money is only good for the good it can do. Money is good for the good. Money, and a lot of times we don't, when you never had money, you don't understand that thing, right? You just say, I got to get some money. I got to get more money. The reason why I can't is because I got to get money. I got to get money. And it's really not about the money, because money is only a tool. Money is only a tool to get you to the next level. Now, let me make this clear. And people say money is not everything, and you're absolutely right. Money is not everything. However, next to air, it's a close second. And if you don't believe me, try living without it, right? and that's just it. So, but at that place, the fact is you just have to figure out what to do with the money. And once you figure out what to do with the money, you won't be able to get out of the way of money. Because you got to have something else to do with it. You got to come from abundance. You got to come from sharing. It's got to be about growth. And, just like you said, Taihee, for me, it's 100 Black men. It's those kids. It's mentoring those kids. Mm-hmm. I shut everybody else. I shut just about anything I volunteer for down, because I understood that until I had the ability to do better with my time and with my resources, to help these kids who were disadvantaged, disenfranchised, I was never going to become who I really, really want to become.
Absolutely.
Because it's about giving back. It's about sharing.
Absolutely.
It's about, what are you doing for someone else? And that's just it. And you made that clear. And if you ever talk to somebody with money, they will tell you that they absolutely they give a good portion of money away, and not because it makes them look good, it makes them feel good, and it creates a different energy about the way that they feel, and it actually inspires them to make even more money so they can give more money away.
That's right, brother. Absolutely correct, man.
So it's just a different place. So tell these 12, the list of 12 for the millionaire. How did you come up? Where did that really come from inside of what you do?
That's a great, great question. It came from my experience of me witnessing people that were worth millions of dollars, me studying them, and also what I had to go through to achieve the little bit of success that I had. And I felt that these are the 12 things that if a person do these 12 things, starting with the burning desire, starting with the purpose, starting with plan, and then taking massive action, if they do these things and do them on a consistent basis, then they're going to position themselves to become financially independent. And here's the thing, guys, I'm going to tell you, we in the money business. You guys are in the money business. There's no reason if you're in the money business not to get wealthy. Right? We talking to people who are creating generational wealth. We need to get wealthy. You don't need to get wealthy because you just want money. You have to get wealthy because people need your help. You have already inspired so many people. There's people right now trying to get a real estate license, trying to get an investment license. They haven't succeeded yet. Guys, you got to realize where you are and the position that you're in to be able to empower and impact the lives of people. The more you go up, the more that you can give, the more lives that you can change, the more people that you can impact, the more you can see. It's a big, beautiful world out here. People say, well, Tauheed, why did you go to go away for like a month and a half? I was gone for a month and a half in February, and I still ran my businesses. And I didn't miss a beat. My money still kept coming in. Why? Because of this. Is the way you think. It's your mindset. You have to build your way to financial independence, but it all starts with your thinking. And the reason that most people are not successful is they're letting their brain, they're letting this get in the way. You're not working on this every day. I challenge each one of you to work on your mind every day. It's too much negativity in the world for you not to be working on your thinking. And if you work on your thinking, and it will allow you to overcome all these obstacles that you'll be faced with. Everybody's gonna be faced with obstacles every day, every single day of our life. But if we can control our thinking, right? And if we can get in tune with who we are and what we want, I promise you guys that you can take your whole business to another level. And you got to know why. When you're doing it, why are you doing it? When you're doing it, why are you doing this? I'm doing this because I want to get here. I'm doing this because I want to get there. So understand your purpose while you're going through the process. But here's the thing. Don't dwell on the process. Focus on the prize. Focus on the prize, and the process will become simple. So I hope I was able to help somebody. When I talk, I always talk to myself too, because I encourage myself when I talk, right? Because we always have to continue, to go to the next level. If anybody got any questions, you can put in the chat. Thank you so much. If anybody have any questions, you feel free to put it in the chat. And also, while we're waiting on Emerick, guys, don't be afraid to make mistakes. So don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, right? We got to really take.
Thank you, Zane.
Yeah, and you got me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and that's one of the things that we really got to take a look at, and we got to do a better job. We don't give ourselves enough credit. And one of the things that you said is that you know, so many times people have so many thoughts about us that transfer into who we believe we should be and who we know we should be, you know, in a deep down inside of who we are. And so moving from that place, you know, like you said, you just got to keep it going. You got to keep it moving. It's an internal fire, which comes back to number one and number two. It's about the plan. It's about what's internal to you. And all the people around you will have an opinion about you or what you should or shouldn't do. The real question, you know, what do you think about yourself at the end of the day? And I heard somebody say this before, it's none of your business what other people think of you. So how do you get past that part about the people who say things about you that you don't like, or they make you quote unquote feel a different way?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. That is another powerful question, guys. I'm not gonna take a lot of your time. I know y'all been on long right now, but I never forget the day, Emerick, when I remember I used to concern myself about what people thought about me when I was in the process of building my business. Till I realized that I saw this guy that I thought was perfect. He had the perfect family that I thought, man, I would not, I said, I never can be that perfect. I never can be like that guy. So that guy did something really crazy. He did something really crazy and was something I mean, he would talk about God, he would do all this stuff. And this guy turned around and be one of the worst people you ever want to meet. And I said to myself, listen, guys, to this one really carefully. So many people got their own crap they need to deal with, and they need to deal with it. Because the people that talk about other people are hiding the crap that's piled up on them. Guys, there's no perfect human being out here. There's nobody walking this earth right now today that is perfect. They got their own crap that they need to deal with. And you know what? When people think, hey, you deal with your own stuff, right? Deal with your own stuff. You worry about you, and the guys, I'm telling you, you stay focused on what you want and what you want for you and your family and what your purpose is. You ain't even got time to worry about other people. And you know, sooner or later, they're gonna respect you.
Right.
Respect you sooner or later. And this is what I always tell people, Emerick, I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. I may not have to say anything, but I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. And everybody, you have to teach people how to treat you.
Really. And that's huge right there, because you know, you will keep getting what you got. If you don't ask for something different, you're gonna keep getting what you got. And it's not, and you can't take what other people feel or don't feel or what they say. You can't personally, because that's their perspective, and everybody has a right to what they feel. So for us, in reaching for our abundance and what we deserve and what the universe has to give us, what I really want to be clear about, and I want to ask you this question, is what makes you believe you deserve what you got?
Because I deserve it, because I'm the type of person, when I get it, I'm gonna make the world better. This is my thought. Money makes a good person better and a bad person worse. And I believe that I need to have it, Emerick, because I will make sure that I take what I have and empower the lives of everybody that's associated with me.
Okay.
And if you believe that you know you deserve it because you know you're going to do the right things with it,
right?
God will bless you with it. Now, he may not give it to you when you think you need it. He's going to give it to you when you're ready, and you don't know when you're ready. You don't know when you're ready. You just got to be ready. You got to get ready. You got to be prepared. You don't know when you're ready for the abundance, but it's coming. It's coming for you. You just have to be prepared. So it's just, you got to believe that you deserve it. You deserve abundance. You deserve a quality of life for you and your family. You deserve the best for you. I mean, some of you guys showing people $1 million, $2 million homes. You mean they deserve it and not you?
Right.
You deserve to sell them the house and you can't sell yourself one? You kidding me? Like somebody in the financial service business can invest somebody 500,000 or 3, and you can't invest your own money? You serious? When are you gonna stop watching everybody else live their dream instead of you go live yours? You deserve, and then you should put on your wall, I deserve it.
Yeah, and I got one.
Deserve it.
You know what? I got one to add on to that. You are worthy, and that's a deep. This getting into a whole different section.
Yes, sir. We can. This enough. We need to have a whole nother meeting to have because we can go. I can go like 10 hours talking about winning because I love it. So we need to have if you want, we can have another discussion to go a bit more deep about what it takes to be successful in controlling this thought right here.
And we absolutely have to do that because, in that space where, we talk about us helping other people get things that we don't have. I say this all the time. As a real estate professional specifically, are you buying what you're selling? Are you buying what you're selling? Because you're selling everybody else a house. How many houses do you own? That's just food for thought because it comes up a lot of time. And so you got to buy what you're selling. And at the end of the day, like he said, I am worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. And the better, the sooner we realize that, the better off we'll be. And so, Taihee, look, here's one more for you, right? In this place of abundance, and this is off the questions, by the way. I want to go back to the questions really quick. Procrastination. What does procrastination do for you in acquiring what you deserve or living in your abundant space? How does procrastination help you? How does procrastination hurt you?
Here's a quote. It's the thought of the thing, not the thing itself, that's the most difficult. It's the thought of the thing, not the thing itself, that's the most difficult. Well, what do I mean? The thought of making a phone call, man, it just wears me out. The thought of having to talk to somebody is just killing me. The thought of having a prospect, it's just, but when you do it, it's really not that challenging, is it? It's the thought of the thing, not the thing itself, that's the most difficult. What causes procrastination? Overthinking. Overthinking causes procrastination. How do you overcome procrastination? You know what you need to think about? Your goals. Whenever you don't want to hit the phones, your goals right. You want to be broke? Don't call nobody. You still want to live the way you're living? Don't call nobody. You still want to eat at Chuck E. Cheese for dinner? Don't call nobody. You still want to eat at the buffet, old country buffet, and think you got some real fish and shrimp? Don't call nobody. Right? When you say, you know what, I don't want none of that crap, I want to do something special, then you will call somebody. It's the thought of the thing, not the thing itself. And overthinking causes procrastination.
And I heard this before. Procrastination is analysis paralysis.
It's exactly right. We can't hear you, Emerick.
Hey, Taihee, this is Karen. While Emerick's
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, Taihee. Oh my God. Oh my God, you hit so many valid points that I already knew, but really wasn't using them in my growth. I mean, first of all, I didn't know your story. I know your story now. That just takes you up a notch for me, in terms of respect. I really do. Secondly, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you have the opportunity to look at the chats, but in the chats, I mean, you have touched so many people on this Zoom because you are hitting what we need to hear. Now, these are things we already know, I'm sure, but we don't think about them. We don't think that that's what's holding us back. that living in the now and the fear of making the calls, it's thinking about it. It's not the actual call. It's just thinking about it. So stop thinking about it, just do it, you know? This has been wonderful. So I just wanted to come on and say that while Emerick's trying to get back in the midst. But I thank you so much for spending this time and sharing your journey with all of us. Thank you very
so much. And good talking to you too.
Good talking to you too.
That's right. Absolutely. But while Emerick, so guys, the reason that, when people talk that, when you go through something to get somewhere, you remain humble because you know what it took to get there, right? And you know that if you did it, you've been through it, then you can help somebody else get through. Hey, Pat.
Hey, Emerick, this was absolutely amazing. I'm like Karen, like I didn't know your story and I have a whole nother level of appreciation for you. Not that I didn't appreciate you before, but it has definitely taken it up to a whole nother level. Emerick said he's having some technical issues and he wanted me to talk for him. And I'm looking to see what it is he wants me to say.
I'm back. You don't have to do
back.
anything. I'm back. Yeah. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. I'm a military guy. I figure out how to finish the mission. And so we finishing the mission. And so, yeah, but, Taihee, this has been like a really great conversation. So we definitely got to do this again. And so, but in that, talking about this whole thing about abundance, right? And understanding that you have to give something to get something. How do you inspire other people around you to believe in what you believe in as your goals?
Well, you inspiring the people, number one, by your actions, by them seeing you not waver on what you want. Like, give you an example, guys, and this may be something small, but like my friends always try to get me to go out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Meet me here, meet me. I ain't going nowhere. Why you ain't going? I gotta focus. Why you gotta focus? I gotta concentrate. I can't be out, here. So here's the thing. This is a good one. You ever hear the story of the tortoise and the hare? Any of y'all ever heard the story of the tortoise and the hare, right? So it's this if I got 2 minutes, if I can tell this story, and it'll talk about what you want.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it was this guru who used to tease the hare because they labeled the hare a loser. They labeled him a loser when he was the bigger, faster counterpart, but they always labeled him a loser in every story. Every story they talk, and he went to this guru. He said, why you label me a loser when I'm bigger, faster, and stronger? He said, let me tell you why. You all off track. You all off balance. You got your priorities wrong. He said, you up when you're supposed to be sleeping, right? You up when you're supposed to be sleeping. You're sleeping when you're supposed to be working. You're working when you're supposed to be playing. So I'm gonna say that again. He said you playing when you're supposed to be sleeping. You sleeping when you're supposed to be working. You're working when you're supposed to be playing. So therefore, you'll never get anything done because you're not balanced. So what happens is you show people through your actions. I'm not getting off track. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. The second way that you empower people is through the words of encouragement and also showing people that you may be here and I was here, but let's see what I did to get out of here. And then you can encourage them with your words and the process of what it took for you to grow. And the third thing that you can use to empower people is give back. Give back. And here's the thing, stop trying to empower people that don't want to be empowered.
Ooh.
Stop trying to empower someone that don't want to be empowered. You have to go to the younger generation. And even in your real estate, as you growing your real estate company, start going after the younger, innovative generation because they want to be empowered. it by your action. Number two, you do it by your encouraging words of helping people get out of being stuck. And the third, you do it by giving back. They're the three things to help people get empowered.
So you said something that resonated with me. I was on a session earlier today, about being stuck. And in that place of procrastination and you inspiring people and getting people to the next level, I want us to really think about this. Write this down. Who's the who that's going to get you unstuck? And who's the who that you have to get unstuck? Grab your brain. Who's the who to get you unstuck? Mm-hmm. And who's the who that you have to get unstuck? So when we talk about this thing of abundance, right, it goes both ways. The reason why we can't receive everything that we deserve to have, because there are people and obstacles in our way that have us stuck. And we can't see the way to get those things out of our way. A lot of times there's a who to help us get to that place of where we can understand what's keeping us stuck. Now that's on one end. On the other end, who's the who that we should be getting unstuck? Because there's a who somewhere that's somewhere associated with us in our life, mm-hmm. that's stuck in a certain place that we require them to get to the place that we want to go. Because if you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, take somebody else with you. And the question is, who's helping you get to where you want to go? Who's pushing you and who's pulling you?
Wow.
Who's pushing you and who's pulling you? There's somebody on both ends. I don't care how you slice it. There's somebody on both ends. So in that space of abundance, the one question is, who's the who? So for you, Taihee, who's the who? Who's the who in your life that pushes you to a different place?
Right now, it's my mom. My mom pushed me. My kids pushed me. My community, they just pushed me to the next. Now I broadened that past my mom, my kids, my community, and I believe that I can impact the world.
Right.
I believe that I got some information that can impact the world. I believe that there's people out there starving for knowledge about how to be successful in business, right?
So you're saying, who's the who that has to be unstuck? Who's the who that you can unstick?
That's who I can unstick, right? I can unstick through kids that don't want to go to school. Right? They don't want to go to college, mm-hmm. the normal road. I believe I can get some of these people unstuck, right?
Right.
The question was who's the
who?
Who's the who that's helping me get unstuck?
Yes.
God.
Okay. I got that.
Yeah.
I got that. I hear that all the. Who's the other who that's in the physical presence?
Right.
Who do you count on? Who's your mentor, your guiding light that when Taihee gets in that place where he's just stuck, you got to pick up the phone and call somebody.
It's one guy's name is Andy Young.
Okay.
Andy Young. He mentored me since I was 22 years old.
Right.
Almost everything I know about business. And if I ever get stuck and I need some advice on how to get out to the next level, it's Andy Young.
There we go. And that's part of my conversation with people, about in that space of abundance. Who's the who? Anybody that's doing anything with their life and going anywhere, there's somebody who's getting them unstuck, and there's somebody who they're getting unstuck. And so what that really means is this: you can't go by yourself. Abundance is not a destination. It's not a journey that you travel alone. Abundance is a destination and a journey that you have to take other people with. You have to travel that road with someone else. Mm-hmm. They've got to be with you, ride or die. And that's how it ultimately happens in that place of abundance. And without those people in your life, if you don't have the right people in your life, you're not going to go to the right place. And that's one of the things that I've said this before. And then let's talk about this really quick. People believe that living a life of abundance, and particularly living a financial life of abundance, people believe that it's about money. The only people who know and understand it's about money are people who broke. People who have means understand that your financial wealth is determined by your relationships. And I say this all the time. Relationships will take you places money can't. You never have financial issues. You only have relationship issues. You don't know enough of the right people to do enough business with to help your business to grow in the right place. So what's your thoughts on relationships?
I think it's everything. And I never forget when I started my construction company, it was a handful of people I said I need to call and sit down and talk to and introduce what I was doing. And you were one of them. And if it wasn't for you opening the door for me and giving me a shot, I don't know where my construction company would have been. If it wasn't for, when I started investing in real estate, I started buying houses. My son, believe it or not, my middle son, Tauheed Jr., he got like 20-something houses. My relationship with my son helped me get into the real estate. He knew exactly where to go, what to do. Everything when I started doing financial services, it was one guy that I went to see. My relationship with him changed my entire life.
So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I just want to stop. I want to stop there. So you telling me you don't need 100 people around you?
No, you need a committed minority. It's called a committed minority, right? You need people like that, right? That can help you get to where if you have too many people around you, most of the people that's around you, they grab it on you. They like sandbags, right? So you got to find a few people that you can talk to. So it was you, Emerick, and it was about 3 other people that I talked to, and each one of them gave me a shot to start my construction company, and then we start exploding. I started exploding because of relationships.
Right.
Exploding in my financial services because of relationships. Even my book, Emerick, my book is selling. If y'all go on Amazon right now, my book is a 5-star. Why is it a 5-star? Because of the relationships I built over the years. Why is the book selling, creating revenue without even me having a marketing plan yet? Relationships.
Okay, so
relationships.
So let's go back to the book, because when you come in, when people come into my space and they're knowledgeable, which they always are, because I'm only going to have a conversation with people who are knowledgeable that can pour into me, that I can pour into them, and we can share some things. Your book is on Amazon. I got a question. Do you have books at your house?
Yes.
How many people on this call? How many people in this stream?
38.
Taihee, if all of these people wanted a book, could they get a book?
Yes, sir. And I'll bring it to your office and have them all signed.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want everybody in the group that wants one of Tauheed's book, put your name and address in the chat. If you don't live in this local metropolitan area, put your name and address in this chat. No matter where you are, put your name and address in this chat. If you're in this local marketplace in Maryland, DC area, you're gonna have to come to my office and pick it up. If you're somewhere, I see Kay, Helen, I don't expect you to come from Philly. I don't expect Roger to come from Philly. If you're not in this local area, let me go back. Put your name and address in the chat. Tauheed's gonna sign the book for you. He's gonna autograph the book for you, and I'm gonna buy the book for you.
Wow.
So put your name and address in the chat. Yes, Tease, I'm gonna send it to Arizona, Tease. Yes, I'm gonna send it, right? And so put your name, address in the chat if you want one of Tauheed's book. And the one thing that I do understand and that I know, Tauheed, is that, you know, when people hunger or thirst for knowledge, right, you got to feed them. And in my community, you know, I do it all the time. And in these sessions, this is my community.
Right.
So that's what we do. And, you know, and again, it comes right back to what you're talking about. You just got to share it. You got to bless other folks.
Emerick, I want to say something. What you're doing is so powerful. You're doing this every Thursday. Because I do the same thing on Monday nights with my
Right.
financial service business.
Mm-hmm.
I interview people that has been successful. And I'm not doing it because I want to make more money and all that. I'm doing it because there's some people that get on that call that need some assistance. They need some help on what they need to do to go to the next level. And by you pouring into people's lives like you do, and I watch you over the years, man, I watch you ever since we played ball together, man, you always pouring into somebody's life and you give your all. And you will, you know, if a person walking and they stop by you, you want to give them something that can, if they listen, right. You will always give them something.
Right.
Empower them that day. And you've always done that. You've always been that kind of person. And I thank God, you know, for people like you, and thank God that you and I have been friends for I don't know how many years, but it's a big deal to be your friend.
It's been a while. I didn't look like this, and I know yours is cut down.
Yes, sir.
I didn't look like this, and I didn't look like this either. I'm probably about 80 pounds less, but that's okay. You know, but no, man, it's just real. We got to figure out ways to pour back into each other, pour back in the community, and just have these kinds of conversations, man. And really, it's about abundance. It's about a different life. It's about making sure that people around you have the opportunity to do something different. And I just believe that when you're blessed, you are supposed to be a blessing for somebody else, right?
Absolutely.
Because the only reason why I'm sitting here talking to you today is because somebody reached out to me. Somebody gave me a hand up, a leg up, a foot up, and made me see something different so I could make different choices, so I could live a different life. So that's it.
Man,
so, go ahead, Ty.
No, I just want to thank everybody that took their time to get on this session today. I don't take that for granted. And hopefully that's something that we said today, even if it's one thing, can help you elevate your thinking and elevate your business. Because we as minorities, we got to go get it. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, you need to act as if the real estate market is going to change tomorrow. You got to work as if it will change tomorrow, because one day it will. And the question is, do you have some money? Do you have resources? Do you have assets?
There we go. And so coming back to it, and that's it. It's really about access. And I said this a second ago. I just want to make sure we're crystal clear. Everybody put their name and address in the chat. Hopefully you put your phone number in the chat. For those of us those in the DMV, you're gonna just have to work a little bit harder, because I'm gonna have that book for you at my market center. I'm not mailing it 2 miles down the road. I'm buying it. You just got to come get it. And so for everybody else outside the DMV, I don't have an issue mailing it to you, because I don't want you driving from New York, Philly, Orlando, Arizona to pick up the book. You might not come get it. In any event, hey, Tauheed, man, thank you so much, right? I really appreciate you being here. We got to do this again.
Yes.
And the next format, it'll be 3 people and 3 powerful brothers, and maybe 2 powerful brothers and a sister. It's going to be something special coming out. So, you know, you guys take a look and just be on the lookout. Thanks for being here, man. I really, really appreciate it, because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. So thank you, sir.
And I'll have the books to you tomorrow, okay? I'm going to be in your...
Already signed and everything? Don't bring me no unsigned books, man.
Before I leave, the books will be signed. All right, how about that?
Right, just give me, and it's a total of it's
38.
40, yeah, it's a total of 42.
Okay.
the total of 42.
All right.
All right.
I see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys so much. I
Thanks a
appreciate
lot.
your time.
Okay.
All right.
And if you didn't put your, so we're gonna leave the chat up. Put your information in the chat if you have not put it in the chat.